Welcome back to Midnight Murmurs, where every week we bring you a new and original bedtime story to help you relax and drift off into a peaceful sleep. Today's tale will take you on a thrilling journey through a world of wonder and magic, full of adventure, mystery, and unexpected twists. So sit back, close your eyes, and let your imagination run wild as we begin our next bedtime story. Chapter 1: The Mysterious Package. Once upon a time, in a small village nestled at the foot of a towering mountain, there lived a young boy named Jack. Jack was a curious and adventurous child, always looking for something new to explore. One day, while playing in the woods, he stumbled upon a hidden path that led him deep into the heart of the mountain. As he walked along the narrow path, Jack noticed strange markings on the rocks and trees, symbols he had never seen before. He followed the path until he reached a massive stone door, carved with intricate designs that seemed to pulse with an otherworldly energy. Despite feeling a sense of unease, Jack pushed the door open and stepped inside. He found himself in a vast chamber, filled with strange artifacts and glowing crystals that illuminated the room with an ethereal light. As he explored the room, Jack noticed a small wooden chest tucked away in the corner. Curiosity getting the better of him, he opened it and found a small, golden key. Without thinking, he pocketed the key and left the mountain, eager to uncover the mystery of his discovery. Little did he know that the key he had found would unlock a door to a magical world beyond his wildest dreams, and he was about to embark on an adventure that would change his life forever. Chapter 2: The Mysterious Stranger. As soon as the stranger appeared on the edge of the village, the townspeople began to whisper amongst themselves. They had never seen him before, and he seemed to come out of nowhere. He was tall and lean, with piercing green eyes and a serious expression. He wore a long black coat and carried a large backpack on his shoulder. The stranger's arrival had everyone on edge, but it was the children who were most curious about him. One of the children, a young boy named Jack, decided to take it upon himself to approach the stranger. With a trembling voice, he asked the stranger who he was and where he came from. The stranger looked down at the boy with his piercing green eyes and smiled. "I come from a place far away from here," the stranger replied. "I am on a journey to find something very important." "What is it that you're looking for?" Jack asked. "I'm looking for a lost artifact that has the power to save my world," the stranger explained. "It's a dangerous quest, but it's one that I must undertake." The more the stranger spoke, the more the children were drawn to him. They surrounded him and asked him questions about his journey and the dangers he faced. The stranger answered their questions patiently and with a smile. Days passed, and the stranger became a regular fixture in the village. The children would gather around him, listening to his tales of adventure and bravery. The stranger seemed to have a gift for storytelling, and he had a way of making the children feel like they were a part of his journey. But as much as the children adored the stranger, the adults of the village were still uneasy. They didn't trust him and believed that he was hiding something. They didn't like the fact that he was always on the move, and they couldn't understand why he had chosen their village as a resting place. Despite the adults' distrust, the stranger continued to charm the children with his stories. They would gather around him every evening and listen to him talk about the magical lands he had visited and the mythical creatures he had encountered. The stranger had become a part of the village, and everyone had grown accustomed to his presence. Little did they know that the stranger's journey was far from over. He had a long way to go and many more dangers to face. But for now, he was content to rest in the safety of the village and entertain the children with his stories. Chapter 3: The Enchanted Forest. As the sun began to set over the horizon, Clara and her companions had to make a decision. They could continue on the path they were on, which led to the mountains and eventually to the lost city, or they could take a detour through the enchanted forest. The forest was known to be home to magical creatures and was said to have hidden treasures, but it was also known to be dangerous, and many who had ventured in had never returned. Clara felt torn. She was intrigued by the idea of the forest and the possibility of finding something valuable, but she was also scared of the unknown dangers. Finally, after some discussion, the group decided to take the risk and venture into the enchanted forest. As they walked deeper into the forest, they were amazed by the beauty that surrounded them. The trees were tall and lush, and the sunlight filtered through the leaves in a way that made the entire forest seem to sparkle. The air was cool and crisp, and the sound of birds and animals filled the silence. Clara was mesmerized by the sight and sounds, and she almost forgot about the dangers that lurked in the forest. Suddenly, a loud growl interrupted her thoughts. It was coming from a large creature that was hiding in the bushes. The creature had long fur, sharp claws, and teeth that looked like they could tear through metal. It was a fierce beast that looked ready to attack. Clara's heart raced with fear as she tried to think of what to do. She had no weapons, and the others were too far away to help. She slowly backed away, hoping to avoid the creature's attention. Just as she thought the creature was going to pounce, it suddenly turned and ran off into the trees. Clara breathed a sigh of relief and thanked her lucky stars that she had escaped unharmed. As the group continued deeper into the forest, they encountered more dangers and challenges, but they also discovered new wonders and treasures. They found a hidden waterfall, a patch of rare flowers, and even stumbled upon an old map that might lead them to the lost city. At the end of the day, as they set up camp, Clara felt grateful for the adventure they had embarked on. She had never felt so alive and excited about the unknown. She knew that the enchanted forest had more in store for them, and she couldn't wait to see what lay ahead. With that thought in her mind, Clara drifted off to sleep, with the sound of the forest lulling her into a peaceful slumber. Chapter 4: The Search for Answers. After finally escaping the labyrinth of tunnels, the group found themselves in a large, dimly lit chamber. It was filled with ancient artifacts and mysterious relics. They were awestruck by the sheer magnitude of the room, and for a moment they forgot all about their perilous situation. But then they remembered why they were there. They needed to find the answers they were looking for, and they needed to find them fast. As they began to search the chamber, they noticed that some of the artifacts looked eerily familiar. The more they looked, the more they realized that they were all related to a single place, the lost city of Arvindor. Suddenly, a voice echoed through the chamber. It was coming from a nearby alcove, and the group rushed over to investigate. There, they found an ancient book, which seemed to be a diary of sorts. As they flipped through the pages, they realized that it belonged to one of the city's most revered scholars. The diary contained detailed accounts of the city's history and culture, as well as the events that led to its downfall. The scholar had dedicated his entire life to understanding the city's secrets and uncovering the truth behind its disappearance. The group was both amazed and horrified by what they read. They learned that the city was destroyed by a powerful curse that had been placed upon it. It was a curse that was meant to wipe the city from existence, and it had succeeded. But the diary also contained a glimmer of hope. The scholar had written about a powerful artifact that could reverse the curse and bring the city back to life. It was called the Eye of Arvindor, and it was said to have the power to restore all that was lost. The group knew that they had to find the Eye of Arvindor, but they had no idea where to start. The diary contained some clues, but they were vague and cryptic. They needed more information, and they needed it fast. As they continued to search the chamber, they stumbled upon a hidden passage. It led to a room filled with ancient maps and scrolls, and they realized that they had found the scholar's personal library. The group spent hours poring over the maps and scrolls, trying to piece together the clues that would lead them to the Eye of Arvindor. As they worked, they felt a sense of excitement and anticipation. They knew that they were on the brink of a discovery that could change everything. Finally, they found what they were looking for. The maps and scrolls led them to a remote location deep in the heart of the jungle. It was a place where few had dared to venture, and it was said to be filled with all manner of dangers. But the group was undaunted. They had come too far to turn back now. With a newfound sense of purpose, they set out on the next leg of their journey, ready to face whatever lay ahead. Chapter 5: The Journey's End. As the sun began to set on the horizon, the group finally arrived at the entrance of the cave. They had traveled far and wide, faced many challenges, and made new friends along the way. But their journey was not yet complete, as they had yet to uncover the secrets of the cave. The group made their way inside the cave, the dim light of their torches casting eerie shadows on the walls. The air was thick and musty, and the sound of their footsteps echoed throughout the cavern. They walked deeper into the cave, following the path that lay before them. After what felt like hours of walking, they finally stumbled upon a massive underground chamber. In the center of the room stood a large stone pedestal, upon which rested a glittering crystal orb. The orb glowed with an otherworldly light, illuminating the chamber and casting a warm, inviting aura. The group approached the pedestal, marveling at the sight before them. They knew that the orb held great power and that it was the key to unlocking the secrets of the Lost Kingdom. As they reached out to touch the orb, the air around them began to hum with energy. Suddenly, the chamber shook and rumbled, and the ground beneath them began to crack and split. The group stumbled and fell, clinging to the pedestal as the cavern collapsed around them. When the dust settled, the group found themselves standing in a large, brightly lit room. The walls were adorned with intricate carvings and murals depicting the history of the Lost Kingdom. In the center of the room sat a massive stone throne, upon which sat a figure clad in golden armor. The figure spoke in a booming voice, welcoming the group to the Lost Kingdom and thanking them for their bravery in uncovering its secrets. The group looked on in awe as the figure revealed that they were the last surviving member of the Lost Kingdom's royal family, and that the crystal orb was the key to restoring the kingdom to its former glory. With the orb in hand, the group set out to restore the Lost Kingdom to its former glory. They journeyed across the land, using the power of the orb to heal the land and rebuild the kingdom. In time, the kingdom was restored to its former glory, and the group was hailed as heroes for their bravery and determination. As they sat together, watching the kingdom thrive once again, the group knew that their journey had been a long and arduous one. But they also knew that it had been worth it, for they had helped to restore a lost civilization and bring hope to those who had thought it was lost forever. And with that, their journey came to an end, and they knew that they had truly made a difference in the world. As the story comes to a close, we hope that it brought you a sense of wonder and escape. Remember, there is nothing more powerful than your imagination, and we encourage you to keep exploring the stories that live within you. We hope you enjoyed this video from Midnight Murmurs, and we look forward to sharing more stories with you in the future. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more bedtime stories and sweet dreams.